Welcome back to the Diversity Project, and I am in studio with just one of those amazing people. And, normally when the two of us get together, it's a giggle fest. So I'm going to hope that in today's segment, we maintain ourselves with the utmost integrity, and we could just sit back, relax, and educate all of our listeners today. So in studio, we have Miss Donna Drake from the Live It Up with Donna Drake TV show. So how are you, my dear?
I'm doing very well.
How is it to sit on the other side?
Slightly uncomfortable, but I'm going to go for it. I'm going to try.
Usually it's you behind the camera and behind the microphone. So it's an honor to have you on my show as I frequent as a guest on your show. So tell everybody a little bit about your show.
So my talk show is All Good News, and I started it 12 years ago, and I've interviewed close to 7,500 people, and it's all about celebrating the essence of life. So I try to create a potpourri every week of celebrities, business owners, and nonprofit organizations, and some travel and some fitness and some cooking. So it's like a magazine that just comes to life with the underlying theme of good news, positivity, and just enhancing someone's journey. So that's what I've been doing. I'm a cheerleader, I say, for brands, people, and causes.
Which you are. And anybody who knows you knows that it's not your tagline. It's true. It's just who you are. You're just one of those good people. When can people see your show?
In the New York area, in 7.5 million homes of the tri-state area, they can watch it Saturday mornings at 6:30. Or they can just watch it 24/7 on demand if they go to VUIT.com, called viewit.com, free streaming network, OTT platform. Or they can go to YouTube. I mean, if they just put my name in, they'll find me now, which is exciting, right? So it's grown, it's nationally syndicated. It makes me happy.
And I've watched your journey, over the years. You and I met, years ago. I think we were just talking about it recently. I think
the year you were a boxer.
Yeah, I think the first time I met you was when I was doing the Long Island Fight for Charity, and I was a boxer that year, and you interviewed me for that, and just fast friends ever since. And I love to say that I surround myself with amazing people that follow the same beliefs as myself. So today, on today's show, we're talking all about business mindset and strategies and tips for what's keeping people relevant and growing in today's climate. So give me a few little pointers about what Donna Drake is doing to be the best Donna Drake ever.
I love that. What am I doing? I'm taking, I was going to say more showers and more baths, but actually, in the bathtub is where I do my best thinking, right? So sometimes I like to take a long walk. Instead of just hurrying through things right now, I'm pausing. I'm taking inventory of all the good things that are happening in my life, and then I'm building upon those. Prior to the situation and the challenge that we were all going through, I would just rapidly run through every day, boom, 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 like a runaway train, right? So one of my tips for success right now is to allow yourself to appreciate the time that you have been given to think.
Yeah.
It's a thinking time. So it's a thinking time, and then when I come up with a great idea, I implement it. So I'm doing a new art show, and I'm calling it Betwixt because it's going to be between Manhattan and the Hamptons. So as I'm thinking about these clever new ways to bring people together in safe ways, or to Skype in guests in a more dynamic way, I have time to think about what I want something to look like and then implement it instead of just like rushing.
And how does that feel?
It feels pretty good. It allows me to reach out to friends that I haven't talked to in a while. It allows me to bring in other elements and resources. One of the things I like to do is, I'm a giver, right? So I'd like to give opportunity to people. So just yesterday, I met a woman at a barbecue restaurant, and she's taking care of some first responders that might not have gotten thanked at her local grocery store. And after talking to her, I said to myself, I'm like, well, that's a story I could cover. So it allows me to just make better choices or more choices that more align with who I am as a person. So it gives me flexibility to do more things that I've always wanted to do.
It's allowing you to grow.
So, yeah. And so I think that's how I'm growing. I think I'm growing by relaxing, which sounds ridiculous, but I'm sure some of your listeners are going to get exactly what I'm saying.
100%. And it's not just the listeners, and even myself and other centers of influence that I speak with. We're all taking a step back so that we can focus, reevaluate, and reinvent, and or even evaluate the relationships that we've had.
Right, which makes sense. What's in my best interest? What's in the best interest of everybody collectively? And if there's dead wood, just get rid of it.
And
right?
You are like myself and other people. Nobody wants to ever insult somebody, but when you are on a journey, allow yourself to enjoy the experience. And I think what was happening is that Long Island is such a combustible place. And even in, listening to the news and, following social media, all of these things impact our decision making, whether we realize it or not, in our own businesses. And to sometimes just walk away, like you're saying, take a bath.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I can't do that in my house, but just be able to, walk away and refocus and catalog those emotions and catalog those relationships and come out fresh and sharing those ideas. Sharing them. And, that's how even this show was born, where you're reinventing who you are to sometimes try to, stay relevant. So tell me about some of the guests that you've had on your show that really have impacted some of the decisions that you've been making.
Great question. Rebecca Zamolo has been on recently, and I guess people that are also of a like mindset where they're positive. You have a choice every day. You're going to wake up and you're going to go for it, or you're just going to wither, right? So I've been surrounding myself, or Hannah Shaw, who's the cat whisperer. People that are just caring, dynamic, fun. Antonio Sabato Jr. You may know his name. He's an actor, and so he's going to be Skyping in. So I guess you mentioned the word focus earlier. So focus to me means figuring out your consistent, unique strengths.
You have
and I do
a TEDx talk on that, don't you?
I have a TEDx talk on that. So once in a while, I'll apply it to myself. But I've also been finding that the guests are starting to find me, which is different. So people now are calling me saying, how can I get on the show? And so it's a combination of people from various walks of life from all over the world. People are calling in from India, from the Netherlands. It's just, I don't know, my world's expanded lately.
And where do you see your vision growing in the next, 5 years? I've watched you in the last 5 years, and I'm so proud to call you my friend. Where do you think you're headed within the next 5 years?
I am a firm believer that my show will continue to grow with the formula that it has in place, but you'll be able to see me on even more networks. Sinclair just started a new streaming service, So I have all this content. I have 12 years of what I call evergreen content, and people need content now because they're home and they want to learn how to cook or they want to learn how to do something. So you'll be seeing more cooking segments coming up from me, where we're going to be doing those Dishing with Donna segments again with a celebrity chef, and myself. I think you'll just see more of me, but just in more places. How does that sound? Does that make sense? It's the same, but just diversified out there.
As long as you stay the same, Donna, I think that that's perfect. And then what about, you have children right now. What are you telling them about where we are as a society so that they can stay positive?
We always do 3 good things about our day. And if it's your birthday, we say 3 good things about that person. So the way that I'm helping them stay positive is that we've been doing family Zoom calls. We have been seeing each other when it's, when we're able to do so, because my son Andrew's got a big job. He got engaged. He's getting married July 1st. My son Matthew is a high schooler. So talking to him and having conversations about, it's almost like he's having a college experience now. Mm-hmm. So I still want him to have some fun. My daughter Elise, she's an artist in Nashville. She's just rocking it. She's still doing some good projects for her client Red Bull and for some other people. My kids have always grown up with me as their mom. So it really hasn't changed that much because I'm always been this positive person, overtly. I was voted, Rhonda, most optimistic of my senior class in 1983. So when you're my child, I think it's just been this ooey gooey, like rah, rah, rah for them too. We always look for the better
we call
side
it,
of things.
It's your normal. It's the same thing in my house.
Yeah, this is my normal.
Rhonda, you have 5 kids and how many? It's my normal. It's what everybody's accustomed to.
Right.
Well, Donna, thank you so much for joining us. I know that this was a little change in tide, as normally I'm the guest on your show, and it is such an honor to have you here on our show today, the Diversity Project. Again, for more information about our beautiful Miss Donna Drake, please visit her on any of her social media platforms. And again, visiting the diversityprojectli.com, you can get access to all of Donna's information, all of her YouTube information. We'll sync everything up there for you. And again, thank you to our sponsors, Jet Direct, Exit Realty New York Metro, the Equity First Foundation, Indigo Restaurant, and Patchogue. Thank you. Stay tuned.